They say they can talk to the dead.
This is your son?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prove there is life after death.
I've got Jo coming through and she's really excited and she's just touching.
Deliver messages to the grieving from beyond the grave.
Can anyone take this information?
Are they spreading false hope?
Your mum's standing right in front of you.
Exploiting the vulnerable?
For all the good and evil deeds done.
Or telling us what we need to hear in troubled times?
Eternal progress open to every human soul.
3 times now we've had the proof that she's with us. And that keeps me going.
We're all different shapes and sizes as mediums, and I like mine a bit glittery. When it's my time to go to the spirit world, I'd like to be cremated and have a packet of glitter dust mixed in with my ashes. Really, our life is the same as anybody else. The only difference is that I'm communicating with the spirit world, and it's very normal for me. If I'm peeling potatoes for chips and things, if the spirit world come near, I have to say, excuse me, darlings, but I'm a little bit busy in getting the tea ready. Another time, if you don't mind.
What is certain is that a growing number of people are getting into all things psychic.
The internet has become quite a tool for the spirit world, really. It's bringing people into thinking about these things that probably might not have ever dared to go into a spiritualist church.
You can phone a psychic, or for £75, get a reading by email.
Once the connection's made, somehow the spirit world find a way for us to give the evidence that's necessary. It's not heart, I think it's emphysema. Thank God for spell checkers. Remarkably, people write back to say that was exactly right what you said. This fact was right, that name was right. Bennett. And I think, how can we do it? How can we just sort of open our minds to the spirit world, get the information, and just put it down and type it down, and it's correct to that level.
This is the one thing that just seems kind of a bit to me.
Yeah, well, it can be a bit because people find it very hard to conceive the fact that you can do a reading for somebody without them being there, and all you've got is a sentence, can you get in touch with my granddad for me, you know? I mean, how do we do it? I don't really know.
Craig's new venture is a psychic school, what mediums call a development circle. The opening session will be held in a medieval inn close to Craig's home in the New Forest.
This is how mediumship's taught. It's passed from one medium to another over a period of many generations. With luck, I can help bring on a few that are going to have those qualities that make a good medium, the qualities of accuracy, the qualities of compassion, the qualities of love that go with this. I think everybody that's coming must have a feeling that they've had some experience of some sort, probably spontaneous, probably completely out of control, probably sometimes even frighten them a bit. The objective is to help them to train it, to help them to be in control of it, and that they can turn it on when they want to, rather than be at its mercy.
I was
Can anybody do this, Craig?
I think most people can develop a psychic gift, but only a handful in the world, I think, can develop a mediumistic gift. We don't know if they've got a mediumistic gift until they start trying. I reckon that pier is going to be rebuilt. They're Shame they haven't got any more about Iraq and Iran. I think there's going to be problems over there very shortly, with that, particularly with that Iran.
Well, it's going mad, isn't it? It's going mad.
Where he was pronounced dead.
Did you predict that last time?
I had a feeling that I predicted this. We'll just see what the outcome is.
Yeah.
The first meeting of the development circle is about to begin. The trainee mediums will try and develop their intuition with psychometry.
We've got a few things. We've got a mobile phone.
Holding an object, they'll try and pick up on the characteristics and memories of its owner.
If they can just get a little bit right, give themselves, particularly at this beginning stage, it's something that's going to give them a boost to their confidence, I'd feel really pleased. You first, Phil. First impressions.
There's somebody related to this person that they got some kind of problem with the lungs. That's all I'm going to give.
Okay.
This person might have a weakness in the back.
Humour is an integral part of what makes them tick.
I'm hoping they can dig a little bit deeper with their intuition and pick up on those things that you couldn't possibly know by guesswork.
Okay, I get a rainbow with this person. I get a blockage as well. Something to do about the ear. And also a connection to gravy. I don't know if they like cooking, but there's something about gravy.
Whose is it first?
I knew it was you.
Yes, everybody says positive things.
That was excellent.
Well, let's have the detail. What's what?
About the weakness in a part of your back.
About his back.
Am I right with that?
Love humour.
Humour.
Also I said about
Gravy,
yeah.
Gravy, I can't place the gravy.
We're going to move on and do another one. Throw it, whatever comes to you. First impressions are important too.
Oh boy, I felt a bit of sickness then. I don't know if that was from me or from this person. So there's been a bit of a mountain to climb. That's what I see is like a peak of a mountain and somebody going up it. So there's been some kind of struggle.
Ask your intuition.
Well,
Give me something
I
unusual.
just saw a sheep then. Not
Okay,
not a real sheep.
Yeah.
It's just a cuddly toy sheep.
Okay, and one more thing. Don't censor it. Don't change it. Let it come.
A hula hoop.
Whose is this?
It's my phone.
It's your phone.
Yeah.
Hula hoops, I don't think, perhaps. See you right with a hula hoop. But let's have some details there.
I thought it was a secret, but there has been a struggle, and it's still ongoing. Sheep. No connection.
Now, let's get a little bit more depth now.
The first thing I felt, and I feel it again now holding the watch, as if I've got stiff. My arms feel really stiff for some reason. I don't know if I'm using them a lot. They feel stiff. Heartache, I've got lost and I want to cry.
Can you identify any details about that, a time in their life that might have happened?
I can't.
Ask your unconscious, it'll give it to you.
I could just see the eyes. Real sad eyes.
Okay, that'll do. You've obviously got very deep. We'll leave it now. We'll just look into that. Ooh, that got you quite. You really go for it. Oh, that's great.
Black patches in someone's eyes. Is that what you
But
see?
now let it go, because it's not your emotions. Now that's one of the things you remember. That's somebody else's emotions. Now let it go. Let's see how correct it is first. Now whose is the watch?
Mine. I work with screwdrivers at work constantly every day, and I've now got pains going down the bottom of my little finger and also down the bottom of there. I've seen the company doctor about this.
Why was she picking up, do you think, particularly about the eyes? I mean, have you been sort of feeling like almost like you want to bottle up tears sometimes?
Yeah, I always get quite emotional on that, whatever the issue is. You know, it's really good. It's really good reading.
Excellent. Well done. Well done. That's a good start, isn't it?
Really, really.
Husband and wife mediums Craig and Jane Hamilton Parker believe they're coming together awakened the dead.
Bright lights appearing in the middle of the room. Do you remember that? Brilliant ball of light that bounced around the room, banged the door.
It was my aura, I think. You
I mean,
was
I think,
bedazzled by
yeah,
me.
I think, but
You were bedazzled.
Oh, great.
Quite an strange experience. I had my foot tickled at the bottom of the bed.
Craig and Jane are now passing on their psychic gift to a new generation of trainee mediums.
If there's any spirits here, I would have said there's a spirit of a woman.
Athelhampton House in Dorset is another building with a ghostly story to tell. Craig Hamilton Parker and his group of trainee mediums are planning a psychic investigation.
The ghosts on the bus go boo boo boo. Boo boo boo, boo boo boo. The ghosts on the bus go boo boo boo. All day long.
Come on, children. The poltergeist song.
Craig and his development circle are en route to their haunted house. They're going to stay there overnight.
The bus go crack, crack, crack all day long. The mystic bus. Are you scared, Christine? You're scared in the dark, aren't you?
Is that mist outside or the window steamed?
It's ectoplasm, folks. So, we're going to look. Aha. What have we got? Oh, look, it's a manor house. It's look at this. Wow. Now that does look.
Oh, it does look old and it does look scary.
Just the business. Somehow. There's something blowing here.
Athelhampton is said to be haunted by a grey lady and a pet ape. Recently, the mistress of the house has experienced other strange goings-on.
I certainly have had very definite experiences here. I would just like to see whether the things that I'm experiencing, in particular areas of the house particularly, whether what I'm feeling is genuinely a presence or whether it's me going mad.
We've been expecting you. Steiner, Christine, Sue.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, it's a good spot, this. This could be good. Get any immediate impressions? Probably got secret passageways and underground caverns and who knows what. Perfect.
If I show you to your rooms, now we've got two sisters, I understand, and they're sleeping at this end of the house. Oh my God, it is going to be so scary. Oh, Heidi, I know. Oh my God, I really don't want to. This room used to be where the manorial court used to happen, and there's an old story that they used to hang the people from the beam in there through the trapdoor. Oh no! Oh, I'm having a hot flash. Oh my goodness, it's not even dark yet.
I think I would feel like a woman would look over me here. It's not a male room. It's a room that was loved by a woman.
Yeah, spooky here, isn't it? Yeah. I wonder. I picked up some stuff from Princess. And when I was at home, a young princess, but she was like sort of pushed out of the family or something. And I picked something up there. This was before I came here in mind, so I don't know if that got something to do with this.
Get some activity around the dressing table.
Like someone used to powder themselves in the mirror and that. I'm paying a lot of attention to this at the moment as well. I think there's some history behind this.
Yeah.
Phil thinks he's had a premonition, something he wrote down about the house before arriving here.
Phil was saying about he'd had a premonition of peacock feathers and a princess, you said there.
Yeah,
and right in his room there, we've got peacock feathers next to a sort of dress-like thing, which looks like a princess. So you've had a little bit of what we call remote viewing there, Phil.
Yeah.
You've written it down?
Yeah. I got lots of other stuff in there. I think it's premonition too, like, you know.
Show them the peacock feathers.
Yeah, right, come and see the peacock feathers.
Prove it. Oh, look, you've got a princess's dress, if that's I've ever seen one, and
peacock feathers.
Peacock feathers. So you're getting tuned into it in advance. That's why we have this advanced clairvoyance, because you're already linked to it prior to us even getting here.
Yeah.
So I think that's a pretty good start.
Back at the Hamilton Parkers family home near Southampton, Jane is preparing for a visit from a regular client.
Before a reading, I just like playing some music to get me in the right frame of mind. I really enjoy dancing around doing my housework to Marilyn Monroe because it gets me in the mood and it's happy. It's a happy mood. This is my room, which I like to think as my spiritual room. And I like to think of it as a little sanctuary for everybody that comes. Doesn't matter who they are. From a doctor, to a lawyer, to a laptop, to a celebrity. I like to treat them all the same. And I like to get this room nice for everybody because I'd like to go into a clean house. As my grandmother would say, cleanliness next to godliness.
And you do see people more than once?
I do have a very big, strong following, and people like to feel they can come back to me 2 or 3 times. Perhaps there might be a few years in between. I'm the nearest thing in connection to their loved ones. And I'm very privileged that I can bring those 2 worlds together. The next reading I'm going to do is a girl that has come to me over the years, and I predicted that she would meet her future husband, and I'm glad to say this has happened and I'm thrilled for her.
Hello. Thank you.
Recently, Sally's been coming for readings more often, looking for contact with the spirit of her best friend.
I've got a young lady, and I've got Jo coming through, and she's giving the thumbs up and really excited and that, and she's just touching your necklace there and saying, don't be sad, don't be sad, because I wasn't a sad person when I was here, and I know you miss me, and we had great fun together. You and I will always be friends, she's saying.
Right.
And that because they're still grieving.
Yeah.
I wanted to tell her I was sorry that I wasn't there for her. I wished I'd tried harder.
We shared secrets together, and it was lovely.
And just to tell her that I missed her and I loved her. And I just hope she's okay. I remember very clearly the last night I saw Jo alive. It had been my birthday and I'd been in Southampton for a night out. I'd come home and I'd bumped into her as I was going to get a kebab, and she looked very preoccupied, upset, and she asked if I would come around and see her the next day. She really needed to speak to me, and I said okay. I left her in the kebab shop, and that's the last time I saw her.
That night, Jo was murdered by her boyfriend.
she want to stay over that night? I just never know. Never know what she wanted to tell me. Maybe she could have come back to my boyfriend's flat, stayed the night with us, and this wouldn't have happened. It's just loads of if-onlys. And it is. Consumes me with guilt.
Today, Sally's booked another reading with Jane.
Yeah. Fine, you? Yeah, fine.
This time, Joe's sister is going too.
I've been really worried about it for you, do you know what I mean? So I'm more nervous for you going to this reading than I was for going to mine, so...
I've never even been, like, witness to one or anything like that, so I don't really know what to expect. But I have got a few things in my head that I think, well, she says that, that's going to really convince me. And I've brought a couple of things along with me as well, which I've got on my person.
Right.
So
she
I don't want to say what that is, but
yeah,
she
so
says,
if she mentions them, then you'll think, yes.
I really want it to happen, but sometimes you want it too much, can't you? And then you can make it all sort of fit, and maybe it doesn't. If you're there, you know, come through.
For me, this is probably the most active part of the house. It seems strange now because it's so sort of light and friendly, but in the evening it gets very, I don't know, there's something quite strange about it here. It definitely feels like there's somebody up here. I've heard that piano just play one note on its own. It just feels like there's somebody, particularly in this part here, just standing watching. It's the only way I can explain it. I'm not that comfortable with this part of the house. This is the door where I saw the handle rattling, and it was just kind of going backwards and forwards like this. This is just a plain corridor, and yet oddly, this is one of the areas of the house that I've experienced most of the presence, and I've had my shoulder touched here. This is where the children sleep. I don't know, it seems almost as though it's drawn to the children, so I would be quite interested to see what the psychics make of that.
Keep tuned in, like we are, and we're going to go to a few spots around the house and see what we can feel.
I felt her around last night getting so excited as well, because unfortunately for me, Craig woke me up because he said I was snoring. Couldn't get back to sleep afterwards, and I felt very much as if Joe was trying to reach out to you. Okay, all right. All right, darling, take your time. I feel as if she's making a link with us, and I feel very much as if she's so happy that you've come. Really, really happy. But of course it's sad for you under these circumstances. All right. Talking about looking after a little boy. Would you understand that? Yes. Okay. All right. Just when her life was going right for her, then this happened, and it's as if life's so unfair. That's what she's saying. All right. Has this child had a cold or something? Because I don't know why she's coming with a bottle of medicine.
Oh, yeah, he was ill last weekend.
All right,
He's had a cold, but he's been ill, yeah.
All right, because she's just come in with some medicine there for him to let you know that she's aware what's happening. Okay. Now, she's putting like a choke around her neck here. Would you understand that?
Yeah, this was Joe's.
Well, that was her choker? Yeah. Oh, that's amazing, because she's just bought a choker and putting it there. Okay. And why is she putting her hand on your stomach there?
I'm pregnant.
Oh, wonderful. Because she's just putting a congratulations. New beginnings. There's some tissues there behind us. I mean, new beginnings and joyous times. Though through sadness, goodness comes. You're never going to forget this girl. All right, darling. bring some shoes around for you girls as well, holding up shoes. Would you understand that?
I'm not sure, no.
All right, someone's been looking at shoes himself. Someone, because she's holding up
I've just
her
bought
shoes.
about 3 pairs.
Oh, bless, because she's got these shoes she's holding up here. What does South Sea mean to you?
South Sea?
Yes.
Not
Does
a
it
lot,
mean
really.
anything to you, Sally? South Sea. Show me the sea.
I used to have meetings there, but...
That's good
not,
enough.
Yeah,
That'd do
I've been
nicely.
there
It's a memory
recently,
link.
Yeah.
Because show me the sea and that. And then I've got the fairground. She's talking about Portsmouth. Would you understand that?
I don't know, really.
Her friend that came from Portsmouth.
Yeah, she's Gosport, she's from.
All the same area, because
Yeah.
not far away, because she's showing water that would link with Portsmouth, wouldn't it? See, I've got her in a black dress in the spirit world, as if she's just going out dancing. She's a little bit loud on the other side, I've got to say, because I've got to say, be quiet. Would you understand?
Yeah.
Who has a piece of her hair, please?
I've got a piece. There's 3 of us, my mum,
I
my
was going
dad
to say
and me.
3, because it's snipping bits of hair
Yeah.
there. Right. I thought I heard someone calling Graham. Does Graham mean anything?
Yeah, that's my stepdad.
I got like flashes going in front of her and last thoughts with her family. Very kind girl, because she didn't want to upset you or go into like that image, how she was found. Because she said she didn't want that memory to be there. She wants to be remembered, she's saying, as Jo. Jo. Right.
So what did you think? Yeah, there were some things that were quite spooky that she got spot on. Yeah, I was quite impressed. I have to say, yeah. I've got hang on. I've got a lock of Jo's hair in my pocket, and she said about a lock of hair, so that was pretty impressive.
Necklace.
And the choker, yeah, I mean this is Jo's choker, and I wore it obviously specifically, hoping that she would pick up on that. And obviously I'm pregnant. I haven't told it. Well, my mum knows, but I haven't told Sally. He didn't know. I haven't really told anybody. So I was really pleased about that, because Jo would have been really happy for us. So yeah, pretty impressive.
Did you feel that was her?
Yeah, I mean, I think she was there. Yeah, I definitely think she was there. And she did get her spot on, her personality and just the way she was with the drink and the cigarette and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, that's Jo. That was Jo all over. So yeah.
Round here, you see something, don't you?
Yes, all the time.
If I get the shutters here.
Yeah, I've just had that.
Have
Like
you?
my back of my neck, yeah.
2 things here that's happened to you? Murder and suicide?
Oh my
Around
goodness,
you?
I have no
No?
idea.
Oh, no.
I'll just say to you, this is probably one
Has
of
there
the
been a
earliest-
fire here?
In this house, there has
There's been fire. Is it burnt here? This part been burnt?
Above, yes, yeah.
Because I think what you're picking up here is if the fire was up there, whoever was here, for some reason, couldn't get into that room where the children were.
Do you want to go up?
Yes,
Oh,
let's have a
just
look
to
at the
see.
next part.
All this part was completely gutted.
But there weren't people up here that died in the fire.
No,
But
no.
there were people below that were feeling the fear of the fire.
Yes.
The people that were there left warning signals. And now when we walk by, we sense those energies. Yeah. Hazard light from the old primordial brain. So I don't think it's a ghost. Energy-wise, what do we feel?
Heat, yeah.
And it does
That's
feel
what I'm
warm up
feeling,
here,
on
doesn't
the back
it?
of my head, yeah.
But the heating's on,
So the heating's on, so
That's
we
what it
feel
is.
that naturally, where the rest of the house is a bit
That's what
cold.
it is.
Has anybody seen sort of like what
In
we
this-
call orbs, like light
Yeah, in
balls?
this room I've seen light.
So you've been
Yeah.
seeing light, you have seen
Yeah,
light
I've seen
balls?
light.
Because we call them orbs, you know,
Yeah,
they're like
I've
sort
seen
of
those in
raw energy. I actually think the energy might come from you.
But then that means that it's all in my mind.
No, it's in your energy field.
No, you're...
Oh, really?
I would say that the energy here is generally very friendly. Like
Yeah.
any old house, it has many things from the past, and we've been picking up, I feel, on the memory of the place.
Where's the light switches?
I don't know, but we're not turning them off, so it don't matter.
Okay.
I think they're coming on all right. It's silly. They should never feel fear with these things, really. I mean, if you're going to be a medium, the last thing in the world you want if a medium comes to visit a haunted house is the medium to be going, oh my God, you know. I mean, mediums are there to reassure and...
Well, you just wait till tonight. I'm sure there'll be the grey lady at the end of your bed.
I'd love to see it.
I also felt there was a man that was beheaded, walking around, no head.
Oh, come on.
I did. I did.
You've seen too many movies.
No, I did do that. It's not uncommon.
Next week, which of Craig's trainee mediums will go on stage in this theatre for the first time?
Want to come to the lady there, the lady with the ugly face and the black aura. Looking forward to it. It's going to be good. You know, like we've done psychometry. That's the energy in an object, and we've done the haunted house, energy in a house. Well, we're going to find the energy in a lamp.
In Hampshire, medium Craig Hamilton Parker is running a course for people who believe they have a psychic gift. Over the last few months, his development circle has been learning how to make contact with the spirit world.
I just saw a sheep then.
There's something about gravy.
That's it. Oh my God, that is exactly what I can see.
Today, the student mediums are out looking for ley lines.
I'm going to get them to do a little bit of dowsing, and I brought these dowsing rods with me, Dalek-like things, exterminate, and they're going to try to find if they can discover a ley line here, which I know exists on the tumuli at the top. So do you know much about ley lines?
I don't know an awful lot, actually.
It's a node point, I believe, as well, which means that it's a sort of a special energy.
Yeah.
A lot of haunted houses are on nodes.
Believers in ley lines describe them as ancient paths of earth energy that link prehistoric sites.
That's... Oh, God, this compass is bloody... That's... where's that map again?
North is that way.
That way, wasn't it? So we go further that way.
Yeah.
It should be over here. If you ask it a question, like which direction is the ley line, it should dip.
Sorry?
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah,
when it happens, as the rods would cross, or you could even ask a pendulum as well can be used for the same sort of purpose.
I'm sure it's moving.
Try walking towards it. Your conscious mind already knows what's what here.
Yeah. Something going on by you.
So you reckon that direction, do you?
Oh yeah, look, yours are crossing over, don't
Yeah, they are.
Wow.
There's an important reason for bringing the circle together today. Craig has chosen one member of the group to join him on stage at a local theatre. It's the ultimate test, performing as a medium in public for the first time.
Now, I'm sure you're all up to it, but I think you've got the guts to have a shot at this, Darren.
Love to, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah,
you
great.
feel all right about it?
Yeah, yeah, it's great, yeah.
Because it's going to be a full packed house we've got there.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I'm going to ask all of you to come up on stage with us, and you're going to give Darren all the energy and support you can do, yeah?
Yeah.
No nerves, right?
Great.
Just lots of energy.
Definitely.
It doesn't matter what you get.
Right.
If you get one evidence, just one thing that can prove to somebody that there's a continuation of life after death. He's had consistency in his work within the circle. Some of the others have been a bit more intermittent with what they get.
Whoa.
I think Darren's got the looks, he's got the clairvoyance, and he's absolutely got the determination. I think with all those things put together, Darren will shine.
Very lucky, very privileged. I feel really good about it. I'm working with 5 other mediums. I'm in the group, and I feel very lucky to be the one that's chosen to go up on stage.
It sounds like tickets have been selling already, have they? Have we been doing quite well? Do you think we'll get a sellout on this?
Oh, definitely.
Ah, that's what I want to hear.
People interested.
Crikey, there people are booking
Did you
before...
take a lady's hand?
Craig and his wife Jane, who is also a medium, have booked a 400-seat theatre near Southampton for Darren's first
I
performance.
think it would be great. It's got a nice vibration.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, this is lovely, isn't it?
I thought it would be a raised stage, but it doesn't matter. It's quite nice, that. I'm coming to the lady at the back there.
Let's just stand over there because I'd like to. So it's a move
These
about.
won't be here, but I think you and Mia deal with it all right. But you know we're going to bring the development circle on as well. It's going to be a bit daunting for them.
No, I think it's a good thing to have people developed because they'll be our legacy after we go into the spirit world. Yeah, it will work, Craig.
I think it's going to be great, yeah. I mean, it'll be quite exciting.
Yeah, feels right.
Yeah, it's nice. I want to come to the lady there, the lady with the ugly face and the black aura.
Darren is looking for advice on how to present himself as a medium on stage. Jane has invited him over for some private tuition.
I want to make sure he's got the right clothes, make sure he knows the right order, and most important, he gains confidence to trust what the spirit world gives to him. Hi, Darren. Come in. Oh, you've got lovely things there, I see. I'm going to look after him because he's my little spiritual baby. Hi, thank you.
Okay.
Come in, come in.
Thank you.
This is the good news. You're going to go on first, my darling. But you'll be all right because you'll be with me.
Yeah.
And if you're no good, I'm not going to use you anymore.
That's great. Okay, my name's Darren Stevens. I'm here tonight to give you a reading. Is that okay?
No, not reading.
Okay. Sorry.
My name's Darren. I'm here tonight to
Yeah.
contact and bring your loved ones closely together to you.
Right.
And I'm very privileged to do this tonight.
Okay. Hello there. My name's Darren Stevens. I'm here with you tonight to give you a direct link to the spirit world, and hopefully I can send you out a message that hopefully maybe one of you can receive.
That's fantastic.
Yeah?
That is so good, so good.
Right.
Every medium works different. Some people, if you get a name that comes in,
Yeah.
for example, go with that name and say, can somebody accept so-and-so?
Right.
Or sometimes you might have loved ones that bring pets in.
Yeah.
Can you pick up anything about me?
What now?
Yes. Anything what you feel around me.
Okay. Did you find a pair of shoes in your in a wardrobe that you wanted to wear, but you found something difficult about them?
Yes, I did.
Right.
That's absolutely right.
Okay. Also now they're showing me Craig being dressed up in a little boy with a little hat on, a bobble hat. I don't know if he used to wear a bobble hat.
Well, his mother used to make him try to wear hats, and
Yeah.
he used to hate them, and now
Right.
he's taken to wearing hats,
Right,
as you
okay,
know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's called What to Do When You're Dead. There's a big market for those.
This all looks quite lucrative, Craig, all these books and websites.
Yeah, true. Right livelihood, the Buddhists call it, and I feel that writing is a good form of livelihood. I think it's okay for mediums to charge as well, as long as it's done with honesty.
These flowers are to give to people that have lost children, and this is a personal gift from Craig and myself and from the spirit world. It's nice that sometimes people in the spirit world like to give gifts to their loved ones and they can't materialise them, so we're giving them this evening.
How are you feeling about tonight then?
All I'm really worried about tonight is my costume change. I'm not worried about linking with spirit. I'm just worrying if I can get my panty girdle on.
Probably just introducing myself and saying my name on stage in front of 400 people. So for the first time, it's quite nerve-wracking. You know, I can only learn from this. I've had my spirit guide come to me already today, and he hasn't elaborated on what I've got to say, but he knows where I've got to go, you know, and I've got like a lady with me at the moment that wants to come to the audience tonight. Yeah, I don't want to go on too much about it, so I keep it for later on.
You're not going to give us any clues?
I'm not going to give you any clues, no, because it'll spoil it, and then you'll know and the audience won't, so no. This is what I want to do, this is my dream, and if I can do this eventually in the future, I'll settle for that.
So when it's a big night, like tonight, and you want to give good messages, are you ever tempted to cheat?
Nope. Never tempted ever to cheat. If I was to cheat, I wouldn't want to do it. If someone said to me, have caught me cheating, I would want to stop immediately. I mean, that's probably a bit of a challenge to the skeptics, but I really think if a medium cheats, they should be drummed out of ever doing mediumship ever again. And there are some that do. I know of some that have done and still do. And I think if a medium ever cheats, they should stop.
I'm a real glamour puss. Just think if I had a glittery dress on tonight, they think it's the late Diana Dawes come through, eh? As I say to the spirit world, if you don't come through, I'm never going to work for you lot again. You're going to be made redundant, and I mean it. Sometimes I ask myself, why do I do it? But if you get one message and it's helped somebody, then it's worthwhile. And I suppose that's my destiny, really. I didn't ask for it. Well, that looks nice, doesn't it? I look right a slinky lady, don't I? Hmm?
We're ready to go out on stage. We're going to let go of all our nerves, me too, right? And we're going to go into a nice little meditation beforehand so we can build up our energy and to tune ourselves with spirit, because despite all the organising and everything else, at the end of the day, we've got to link with spirit. Take a big breath, and as you breathe out, think relaxed. And that'll help you to slow down and let go of all the pressures of the day now.
Christine, one of Craig's student mediums, has persuaded her super skeptic husband Dave to attend tonight's event.
Thank you.
She's hoping the experience will change his view of mediums.
That picture of Christine, isn't it? Well, I'm still very much a skeptic. You know, if I can touch it, I know it's there, I can believe in that. That's about it.
You want to go straight up those stairs and through that door.
Okay, thanks, love. If they can prove me wrong, then I'll be the first to hold my hand up.
Please.
Running around all the bloody cars.
I've got a power surge, ladies. I'm hot. Right, now, road accident. Can anyone take that, please? Can anybody take this in the middle?
Yes.
What does the lane mean to you, darling?
The accident was on a lane.
I feel as if she's saying to you, you know, I've been really trying to get through to you for such a long time, but you can't hear me or see me. Would you understand that?
Yeah.
What's the red car mean to you, please?
She had an accident in a red car.
Yeah, because she keeps showing me and she's visiting her spirit's going to, but she's not sad. She's not sad. And what's the small picture? Where's the small picture place, please? She's on about a small picture.
Don't know.
Somebody has a small picture of her.
I'm not sure on that one.
You're not sure? Well, she's talking about a small picture. A small picture. Okay. Have you been dreaming of her?
Just shocked.
You're shocked?
Yeah.
What are you shocked about? That she's come through?
Yeah.
Who's planned a girls' night out? She's on about a girls' night out.
No, not sure.
Somebody's had a girls' night out.
No.
All right, she doesn't know what we're talking about. Okay, her energy is so strong around you, and she just wants to thank you for making that link with her this evening. Okay? I'll leave you there. All right.
Darren is going to link with the spirit world for you,
And also Jane is going to come forward with us too to help with the energy and to help support Darren here this evening, the first link.
It's time for Darren's big moment.
Okay, I've got a Jane, a Jennifer, sorry, or a Jessica, and I feel I want to go to the back of the room, possibly in the left-hand corner over there. This Jennifer or Jessica is saying to me that Mum had trouble getting here tonight. Is there someone up there who can take this? Now, also, there's problems with wine and a car as well, and I feel like this person may have passed at the Christmas time. Now, I don't know if anyone can take that up in the top left-hand corner there. Is there anyone? No? Is there someone up there who can take this?
My name is Jennifer. I don't know the mum connection, but the rest of it you're saying makes sense.
Yeah? They said about the doormat as well, by the front door, that you've got problems with the front door and changing the front mat or something.
No.
Okay. Okay, are you contemplating a moving house as well, or changing jobs? Because I get a lot of movement around you as well.
No.
Okay.
Keep with it.
Okay. Okay, well, there's a yellow flower as well placed on the grave of this as well. Quite significant. Still nothing? Okay.
They're a miserable lot out there, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, I tell you.
Yeah, they're looking at you like they're doing something wrong.
Yeah. There's a bus conductor as well, in relation to Bob as well.
Speak up so you can hear you. You need to hear your voice, darling.
My father-in-law who's died was a bus conductor.
That's
Right.
You've got your name.
Maybe you've got your name now.
Okay, well, I feel that the doormat was quite significant as well, and a piece of jewellery that you had trouble getting on tonight. Yeah. Okay, right.
Another link up there, Celeste.
I've got a friend called Jenny, and her sister passed over.
You've got it, Darren. You got it. Believe in yourself.
Yeah. Okay, can you relate to the yellow flower on the grave, though?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You haven't been thinking about changing your jobs recently, have you?
Certainly have.
Have you been thinking about changing your diets?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like you're not eating enough, or someone's telling you that you're not eating enough.
Yeah, well, maybe not the right thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And also, I've got someone about hair and makeup, or beautician or something.
Sad I haven't got any.
Right, okay. Just to say to you, that they're around you and they're watching over you, and if you feel like you need to change, go with it. Don't let anyone hold you back. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well done, Darren.
Well
Okay?
done.
Well done.
That was hard.
You got it all right. You got the right person. Yeah. She didn't take it, and then you had to go back to her again.
No, yeah, I did, yeah.
And I had a bit of trouble, didn't I? The first link was a bit.
This is Mum. Proud of Mum.
And I'm proud of him, and he's lovely. I was so worried for him, but I'm just glad someone came through for him. I knew they would. £12.
£12, yeah.
Do you think he's going to be a medium? I think so. Yes, definitely.
Half as good as Craig, I'm not worried.
Right. You want to book as well?
Yeah.
The lady on the spirit side, I think it is actually her mother that wants to connect here with that lady we're talking about.
Her mother's on the spirit side.
Yes. And would you have known her at all?
Yes, very well.
Right. Can I say that she's quite a exuberant sort of lady, can I say?
Yes.
Can I say also that she's a lady that would do anything for anybody?
You can indeed.
Can I also say that money came into her hands and it always went straight out of her hands again because she gave it all away?
I don't know about that, but she was very, very generous.
But she was poor, but everything that came went to others. She's a very compassionate lady.
Very.
She says, you're the same, love.
Her name's Mary.
Her name is Mary. Good, so we have a connection right? So she's saying to me that you're following in her footsteps in many ways because you are helping others. Yes. And you've been particularly of great help to her daughter because she's had a few physical problems, but also emotionally it's been a very hard time for her over the last 6 months and more, hasn't it? And you've been there for her.
Yeah.
And she was there for her in the past, but she's so pleased that you've been able to help her so much. You know, because you've lost a lot of people yourself through your life. There's many on the spirit side that are there saying she's doing such a good job for others and helping so much. And I feel that although you sometimes think, well, I do these things and help other people and I don't expect any reward or anything from it, it is recognised, you know, it is spotted. Did you lose an animal recently?
A year or so ago.
Was this something, a P name to it, like Peppy or something like that?
No, I've got a cat called Pee-Pee.
Pee-Pee?
It's still alive.
Well, they're spotted Pee-Pee, obviously. And it does just like it says on the tin.
That's right. Everywhere.
Took a long time with Pee-Pee. And Mary is saying how she loved animals herself, of course. You know, Mary also took in the lost animals sometimes because she talks about how we kept the strays and how we had next door's cats in and everything like that. And we've got tins, empty tins everywhere. So she doesn't know how many. If anybody was to say, how many animals do you have? Well, do we count the neighbours and do I count mine? She's got a Noah's Ark there, hasn't she? So Mary just wants to, really just to come to give her love to you, to say how pleased she is that you're here. She's talking about there was also a young person that went over to Spirit, she talks to me here.
Yes.
Is this a young boy, is it? I find it a little bit hard to distinguish because she's talking about him, I think it is, rather than showing him.
My son. But he was 35.
But she's showing him as a young lad, because perhaps you still think of him as a young lad, can I say?
She used to say that she couldn't believe he was 30 odd.
Because she shows him, you know, like in the old-fashioned grey socks that they used to wear, she shows him like that, and she says you still have a photograph of him just like that you still keep by the side.
Yeah.
And when you speak to him, you speak sometimes to that photograph or have that image in your mind of him. Because they are some of the happiest days you had, aren't they?
Yes, that's right, Greg.
And he was very musically inclined, wasn't he?
Yes.
Because his jokes, he's got quite a sense of humour, although I've initially he's shown himself as a young person, but he shows that because of the photograph that you've got there.
Yes.
But he's the sort of person that say, Doctor, can I play the violin after this operation? You know, it's funny I couldn't play it before, you know?
Yeah,
those sort of corny jokes, you know?
Very silly.
He's talking about some funny trick that he did with you or something, because he liked to be a bit of an April Fool joker, didn't he?
Oh, yes.
And I don't know if there's something to do with food or something, like a pie or a cake or something. He put something in it when you were making up the cake, and it was discovered afterwards or something.
Cat food.
Cat food. So we're back on the cat theme again now.
And
so
I
cat
think
food
it
in
was
the
funny.
Cat food in the cake, yeah. God, they find them for us, don't they? Well, obviously this is your son, and he's obviously very, very pleased to be making the connection with you tonight. And as did Mary, love to come through too. I also want to talk to some others over there. We're talking here, I'm also being told about a Brian over there too.
Brian.
Brian, or... Could it be like a surname? Maybe, if you don't understand, it might be on my next link now coming in. Can't place that?
No.
Okay, don't worry about that. But that's not, just my next link coming in for Brian, so keep your ears open, the rest of you. I'm going to go on to that link in a moment. But anyway, do take his love. Know that he's there with you. Know that his love is all around you all the time. And you can have a nice tasty cake now without the cat food. But he's there sometimes pulling your leg, I feel, from the spirit side. You sometimes feel yourself in a bit of a funny mood feeling, almost thinking, why do I feel so humorous? You know, that's his influence. You know, take his love.
Thank you very much. Ladies and now, I'm seeing a little baby the spirit world is showing me that went very quickly, that was in an incubator. Can somebody take that, please? A baby that was in an incubator. And we're talking up there, where are we? Sally? A lady up there. Would you understand a little one that passed in an incubator, please?
Yes.
Okay. Are you that child's mother or grandmother?
Mother.
You're the mother. Okay. I know the spirit world said, I thought they said grandmother, but is that mother? Okay. Now, I got a gentleman that's bringing the little one through that's grown in spirit. Would you understand that? Because, you know, you're still the earth mothers and that. Okay. I felt as if this child wanted to know their presence. As I said last night, I had quite a few spirit children that were coming visiting me and saying, I'm trying to get through to my mother. And as I say, it's like a psychic bus, you know, until we stop, we let one person get off, then the next one, because they get a bit greedy in the spirit world, because they want to get through so quickly to all of you. Okay, let me just see. Had there been 3 losses in the family?
Yes, with young babies, yeah.
Yeah, 3 losses. Have we got a daughter living?
Yes.
Is this the daughter?
Yes.
Okay. Have there been some problems around our health region, please? Yes. The lady?
Yes.
Because I've got, can I say I've got a brother in spirit, please, darling?
Yes, I have.
Right, and your brother's coming through, and I feel as if he's given healing around your solar plexus here. You probably won't understand what I'm talking about, but he's placing his hands here and saying, you're going to be all right. You're going to be all right, because I'm doing my best, my best. Who has the scar tissue?
Yeah, probably me, yeah.
Probably? Don't you know?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Why is it your brother here in spirit saying, have you been a bit tearful, my darling?
Yes, I have.
He's trying to give you an uplift here. I will. Now, I've got to say, I'm with Mum now. Your son's saying, can you accept some flowers for him? Because it'd be the only time you get them from him later. All right. Because I feel as if he got quite excited. As I say, I feel as if they're very much around you on spirit side.
In the second half, Jane and Craig are actually going to work together. They're going to come amongst you through Celeste and the angels. We are going to explore as many possible messages as we can from psychic worlds and from spiritual worlds. And so I want you to put your hands together as we introduce again Jane and Craig.
Well, Jane's volunteered me for the first link. And as I've been sat there ready to stand up, quite often sometimes the spirit world give you something just as you actually step out of your seat, as it were. And I'm seeing images of aeroplanes, and I feel I want to link with somebody in the spirit that was involved with flying somehow. And I get a fairly young feel to the man that passed to the spirit that could fly. There may also, just to sort of tie this link down a little bit more, there may be connections also with the flying connected with the sea. So I may have fleet air arm with this. Okay, so that's aircraft carriers and things like that. First of all, can anybody understand this? Bear with me though, because I could be with you.
Hello, Craig.
Hi there, would you understand, I want the fleet air arm because I've got the connections with the sea, possibly even flying boats.
My dad was in Brandon Air Force in Norfolk and he had an accident on the airplane where he came down in water.
So the aeroplane went down in the water?
As far as I was aware, yeah.
That feels right. Sorry, you said this is who?
My father.
Your father. That feels a strong link. Can I say he's quite he shows a picture of himself stood in front of the aeroplane. There would have been a picture that you've still got that is on display
on my
with him in his
mantelpiece
bomber
on my-
jacket.
Well, it's not his bomber jacket. He actually owned a Cessna after that, and it's on my windowsill in my bedroom with him stood beside it.
Okay, good. And can I also say, did he also have some interest in or some connection possibly with the flying boats at Calshot?
Yes.
Right? Because he talks about the flying boats at Calshot, and he may have had some planning thing that they had to do with this. I don't know if there was something he was also involved somewhere with some technical stuff that went on with those.
It's more like the engineering side of things as well as.
So he would understand that's the technical stuff. He did some of the engineering stuff with the Calshot thing. You've still got this photograph of him as a young man, I've got to say, and he shows himself like that because he wants to show himself young from the spirit. Of course, he died much older, but he shows himself in a young look to him. A very handsome man, I've got to say, your dad, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he would tell the world how handsome he was too. He said, and I've got to say, he also taught something about winning beauty contests. So I don't know, was there something where he won the beauty contest when he was a baby?
I have no idea.
You might have to check that then. I won them, of course, so perhaps I'm thinking about my own thing. Great sense of humour with him, wasn't he?
Yes.
Very patriotic too, I've got to say. And that was right to the day he died. He was always very patriotic, wasn't he?
As far as I was aware, yeah.
He was also a man, he talks about someone doing the hoovering and things like this, and I feel he would say that the new man idea is a complete fallacy, because he's not one that would do all the hoovering up and the tidying up around the house.
Well, I don't know, he took his fair share.
Oh, well, maybe he's telling me off for that then, because he gets the feeling that I feel a little bit of the flavour of the olden times, as it were, the generation before. Was there something about a black and white dog?
Yes, my dad had a sheepdog.
A sheepdog. So it's a black and white sheepdog, yes? And it's a bit of a lassie sort of dog, but it wasn't called Lassie, but it had an L name to it. We had the cat Pee-Pee, but this is L something. Would you understand that?
It's Lucky.
Sorry?
Lucky.
Lucky, not Lassie. Good. And so the animals come through as well as the people, of course, because he likes, for those that have lost their animals too, we remember that. But he also talks about a sad situation where a baby went to spirit, he says to me here. Right?
That's my brother.
And this caused a great deal of pain for many, many years, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
And he talks something about 2 names. Was he given a name and they had a second name for him or something?
Yes, he was called Brendan Joseph.
And sometimes they would call him the Joseph, and sometimes they would call him, what was the name you said?
Brendan.
Brendan. But he would sometimes be called Brendan, sometimes he'd be called Joseph. Totally different names. But it was often referred to with different names, by your mother in particular.
Well, the thing is, he was called Brendan Joseph, and I've named my son Joseph Brendan.
Aha, so that's where we got the 2 names the same, but the other way round, as it were.
That's right.
It gets confusing, some of this mediumship. The Brendan that's here, does he collect, like, the cards? He calls them, like, cigarette cards, but obviously it can't be. Was it the Pokemon cards or some of...
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And they're out of fashion now, but he still collects them. So it's easy to get the set, he says. A little observation just to say it and let you know that he's around you. And to send his love to you, to Mum, and from the baby brother in the spirit side. And to really to say he's very, very pleased that things are moving forward now. He says he likes the new home too. Who's moved? Is that you?
About to, yeah.
Yeah? He says it's very nice. Garden's got a lot of work to do, hasn't it? As your partner here is obviously putting his back into it. He brings this love to you, and there's a lot of love, a lot of happiness around you at the moment. And you know, you're off on a long journey, aren't you? Have we been talking about going somewhere a long way away, like America or Australia?
I got my dad's relatives in New Zealand.
Name there, but I feel it's a doorway that should open. You can make it open. Okay, I'll let Jane do the next link, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
Want to do one, Jane?
Yes, I do too, I think. I've got a gentleman that wants to get through to Linda and keep an eye on our Danny. Where are we? Can you go there? I've got Dad here to let you know he's in his kit car in the spirit world.
Right.
And this is Mum, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he's sending his love to Mum. And he's saying, surprise, surprise. Do you understand that? Have you sold something of his recently?
Not yet, thinking.
But you're thinking of it? Okay. Make sure you get the right price.
Yeah.
Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Because he didn't work hard for nothing.
Right.
Okay. He's showing me autumn. He's showing me autumn. And he's showing me lots of things happening around autumn, around cars and things. Because it's as if I felt he had pleasure in making things, putting things together. And very much I feel as if he's watching over Danny to make sure. He said that he can't do anything in the spirit world about him, but he said, but he's watching over him, right?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Did you drop some hair dye, darling, or something?
Probably, I'm always using it.
All right. Okay. Have you been feeling a little bit extreme putting red in your hair? You know those big red things?
Yeah.
Okay. Because he's laughing at his girls from spirit side and said, you know, they're so different, my girls, like chalk and cheese. Would you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just see. All right. He's talking about looking down on the dog, a big dog.
Right, yeah.
Would you understand that? Yeah. Has there been problems with the dog?
Yeah.
Has there been problems that you're worrying that he's going to come for the dog?
Possibly.
Because I've got a big soppy dog. He's talking about, I don't know if the dog's grey. I don't know if it's grey or a funny colour like that. Does that mean anything to you?
Sort of a lightish browny, grey, black.
Oh, well, it's more or less, isn't it? It's not a white dog, is it? Okay. I feel as if Dad's saying, you know, look after Mum for me because I miss her, you know, and I'm not calling her over, so you needn't worry, because I wanted to, you girls to look after Mum and do it for me because he was a great dad and a great husband, and he was sad. He was sad that he had to go. Would you understand that? It sort of came as a shock to everyone. One minute he was here and next minute he wasn't, and that. But you know, at least he got his cars finished. Yeah. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
But do take his love, because I've got to say that Dad's saying, you know, it's nice. I'm mending cars on the other side. And what's that car you're showing me, darling? What are you showing me? Oh, I don't know about cars. But it looks like an MG sports car sort of thing. Would you understand that?
Yeah, I do.
It's silver. Does silver mean anything to you?
No, it's not.
Well, he's putting a car together.
Yeah, lots of silver on it, stainless steel. Yeah.
Stainless steel was silver, stainless steel is all the same. Who's going to argue? But it's just like that because he's showing me that. And he's saying, tell Mum, and this is a message from Mum, do what you like with it, but make sure that you have something back for yourself.
Right, thanks.
Would you understand that?
Yeah, I do.
And he's trying to give you a present from the spirit world. He wants you to buy a little piece of jewellery with some of that money for you. It's a present from him. So does an anniversary mean anything? Is it a birthday or something?
Oh yeah, birthday coming up. Yeah.
Is that for Mum? Can you buy something with that from him, please?
Yeah.
Your birthday. Okay, I'm going to leave that link there.
Thank you.
And I want to just...